Hello, Fort McMurray with Buffalo. My name is Jon Tupper. I'm the host of What's Up in the Sky, and December is going to be a great month for people with binoculars and visual observers because we've got all sorts of things going on in the night sky, starting with what I'll call the March of the Planets. Now, last year during the Christmas time, people were really excited because Jupiter and Saturn were really close together. Some people said it would make a bright Christmas star, but what it really made was Jupiter and Saturn really close together. And if you looked at them through binoculars or a telescope, you got to see both of them at the same time. This December, the planets are going to be such that we're going to be able to get three for the price of one. We're going to have Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus just after sunset any time between December 8th and December 12th. So if you go out just after sunset, facing south, and starting at the top left, which is the eastern sky, you're going to have the moon. If you move down and towards the west, you're going to have the planet Jupiter. It's going to be quite bright, and it's going to look like a bright star-like object. If you continue moving west and a little lower in the sky, you're going to have the planet Saturn, which is actually going to be looking relatively dim compared to the other objects in that area of the sky. And finally, just above the horizon, maybe about a fist up from the horizon at sunset, is going to be a blazing bright star-like object, and that's the planet Venus. What's exciting is if you go outside with a pair of binoculars, you can just start over on the east, look at the moon and see all its beautiful craters, move down and you can see Saturn or Jupiter and some of its moons. Moving along, you can then see Saturn. You'll see it as an oval shape. You might even be able to make out its rings. And finally, Venus. And what's cool about Venus is that if you look very carefully, you will see that it goes through phases, sort of like the moon. So it'll be either a bulbous, gibbous, or crescent shape. Things in the night sky tend to be kind of cyclical as we orbit the sun. But one of the most exciting things that happens is every now and then we get a curveball thrown at us, or an elliptical snowball in the case of a comet. And that's true of this year. Earlier in this year, we discovered comet C/2021A1, also known as Comet Leonard. And Comet Leonard is already at the point where it's visible with even a moderate telescope, and people are taking pictures of it through their telescopes and posting it online. On December 12th, Comet Leonard actually makes its closest path to the Earth, and it might even be visible with a pair of binoculars. Now, comets are big balls of ice and rock, and they can disintegrate at any time. But we are looking forward to this comet getting brighter as the days go forward, and I'm going to tell you how to find it. How to find Comet Leonard is going to be a bit tricky. You want to go out on the evening of December 12th, just after sunset, about 4:45 p.m. And you want to look at a compass bearing of 257 degrees up at about 10 degrees above the horizon, and focus your binoculars on that area. You will need a pair of binoculars. Scan the sky and look for a bright fuzzy spot with a bit of a tail. That's going to be Comet Leonard. If you don't catch it that night, you might have a chance on the opposite side of the sky the following morning at about 7:30 in the morning, looking west-southwest, also at about 10 degrees above the horizon. One of the coolest little fireworks displays that we have in the month of December comes on December, or peaks on December 13th and 14th, and that is the Geminid Meteor Shower. So named because the radiant point, the point where all the meteors seem to come out of, is in the constellation of Gemini, just above the star Pollux. What's going to be cool about it this year is they're anticipating up to 120 meteors an hour. That's 2 meteors every minute. Absolutely worth checking out. Gemini comes up just after sunset and it gets higher in the night sky. I'd suggest getting the kids out around 8 p.m. to go look up at Gemini and just kind of watch that area. You'll see these meteors start streaking out all across the sky. It's really beautiful. It's also the last big meteor shower of 2021. However, on December 22nd, we do have the Ursid meteor shower coming up. The Ursid meteor shower is so named because it comes out from the constellations of Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, also known as the Big and Little Dipper. It's going to be a bit difficult to see this year because we do have a bright moon. The full moon is on December 18th, but on the evening of December 22nd, if you go up and look towards the Big and Little Dipper, you might see as many as 10 meteors an hour. They'll be a little bit brighter though, and it's nice and high up in the sky, so it is totally worth checking out. Of course, Last but not least, and I think probably the most amazing astronomical sight, will come on the evening of December 24th. Just any time in the evening, probably around 8 o'clock, look towards the Pleiades constellation and look for a bright red starry streak to go shooting right across the Pleiades. That's Rudolph and Santa leaving the North Pole on their way to deliver presents all across the world. And if you come and visit our astronomy group on Facebook, the Fort McMurray Amateur Astronomy Group, I'll be sure to post any pictures that I catch of Santa taking off on his deliveries that night. So that's what's up in the sky for the month of December. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and remember, keep looking up.